joining us today for the living word. Let's go to 1 Samuel 15:21. We've talked about limiting God. And one of this, we can see this here. Now, Samuel told Saul to destroy everything, all the animals, etc., etc. And Saul got into a lot of problems. He didn't do it. He blamed the people, said he'd listened to the people. They took it. Well, he was king. He could have stopped it if he wanted to. But here in verse 21, it says, and now he's explaining it to to Samuel, trying to make excuses for what he did. And he says, but the people took of the spoil, sheep and oxen, the chief of things, which should have been utterly destroyed, to sacrifice unto the Lord thy God. Saul called God and said, thy God. He didn't have God as his own God, which is when, until you receive God and put him in the place of Lord of your life, to follow what he's telling you to do in the Word. One, he is limited, but we cannot live on somebody else's revelation of the Word. Saul was banking it on Samuel's God. Samuel had a relationship with the Lord. Saul did not. And that's why it was so easy for him to disobey. And when we have a relationship with the Lord, some people might say, how do I get that relationship? If you have a relationship with the Word, and the Word is number one in your life, remember, the Word and Jesus are the same. God and his Word are one. God's exalted the Word above his name. His Word always will come to pass when you speak it and obey it. But when we do not have a personal revelation, but we live off of somebody else's, and we're saying, well, Kenneth Copeland or Billy Graham or Andrew Womack or Charles, we can list any of these people said, until we can say, I said, we can say, I was taught by that teacher. But we need to allow the Holy Spirit to give us our personal revelation of who God is, of who Jesus is, and how the Holy Spirit helps us. Saul got into a lot of problems because of it, and the kingdom was ripped from his hands. You can limit God by not taking the time to get your personal revelation. Thank you for joining us today.